How do, and welcome back this time to the pickling corner, because I've been making pickled onions. This time of year I always make a lot of pickled onions for Christmas and winter, because I associate pickled onions, or at least this variety, this type of pickled onion, the big ones in malt vinegar, traditional English I think they're called. I always associate them with Christmas and winter time. So late November, December, I make quite a few, so they last me right through January and February. So yeah, I always associate these with winter, as I do with Belgian brown ales, like your Abbeys or your Trappists. And with that in mind, I've got this today. I thought I'll try this. This is a Belgian beer. It's called Bacchus. It's based on a old brown, a Flanders old brown, but they've flavoured it with cherry. And the reason I chose this is right now fermenting in my bucket is a Flanders old brown, and it's a style I've never tried before. So I thought, well, why not buy this and see what it tastes like. This is being flavoured with cherry, mine hasn't, but it'll give me an idea, I'm thinking. So it's quite unique. It's wrapped up in paper, which I am going to try and take off. There we go, and we're left with a just a plain green bottle. Right, I'm just going to open this, and I've forgotten my bottle opener, haven't I? Right, okay, hang on a second, and I'll be right back. I forgot I had one right behind me. This sort of like pub-like wall decoration, it's actually a bottle opener. I forgot, so I did have one, it was right behind me. Okay, so let's pour this, and whoa, yeah, you can smell the cherry, blimey. Right, okay, let's make a start. Now normally I don't like flavoured beers. As I say, I've got a Flanders Old Brown fermenting as we speak, and it should be ready for bottling next weekend. It's a style I've never tried before, so I'm hoping this is going to give me some idea as to what this style tastes like. Now obviously this is flavoured, but I'm hoping, from the smell from the bottle, it's just cherry. I'm hoping the cherry hasn't just overpowered everything, and I can still taste something of the beer. Otherwise, why bother? Just buy cherry juice or something. I'm the same with cider. What's the point? Just buy fizzy apple juice. It's the same thing. Right. Oh, that is a deep brown. Or is it a red? Can you see the head? Wow. Now, this is a 375ml bottle. That's a 330ml glass. So I couldn't fit it all in. Right, well that's a deep brown, reddish brown, with a nice 1-2 finger head. Off-white, is it me? I don't know if it shows up on the camera. I think there's a reddish tinge to the head as well. It's a 5.8% beer, so for a Belgian ale it's not that strong. It's just cherry. I've done some research online, because I'm actually fermenting an old brown as we speak, and they're meant to be a sour beer. It's a sour brown ale, which sounded interesting to me, because I've always associated Belgian ales as being sweet, malt forward, very little bitterness, very little hop. It's all about the yeast. So to find that there's a Belgian style that is actually sour intrigue me, and there's kit versions of Flanders Old Browns, so I thought I'll put one on. But this, it's just cherry. Maybe it's not a sweet cherry though. Maybe a hint of sourness in there, a tanginess to the aroma. The way they actually sour beer is by introducing lactobacilli to the actual wort as it's fermenting. And lactobacilli is what you also find in sauerkraut. In fact, every vegetable has lactobacilli in it, and when you make sauerkraut, and I've made a video showing you how to do it, it's the lactobacilli that gives the souriness to the sauerkraut. You create an environment where that bacteria can grow and form a colony. There's a slight souriness to this beer, but it seems to be all cherry to me. Anyway, let's have a taste, and hopefully it will taste a little different from cherry. Okay, cheers. Oh, that's different. That's different. Well, the souriness, yes, you can definitely taste the sour. And the cherry, it's like a tangy cherry. Now, whether it's the souriness that's taken away from the sweetness of the cherry, or whether the cherry's been fermented as well, it's not just added as a flavour, it's actually part of the fermentation. But yeah, it's not like a glacier cherry or anything like that. There's definitely a tanginess to the cherry, and you've got that souriness as well. Light-bodied, fizzy, very, very fizzy. That's something I'll probably have to bear in mind when I bottle. Belgian ales are usually very highly carbonated. Maybe a hint of malt, and there's like a sugary sweetness too. Now in Belgium, they are known to use Belgian candy in their brewing, so maybe there's some Belgian candy in this. There is definitely some sort of like a sugary sweetness in there. And like I say, it's not coming from the cherries. It's more like a black cherry flavour with some souriness and some sweetness, a little bit of malt, and surprisingly a little bitter on the back end. And I never associated Belgian ales, especially the brown ales, you know, like your Abbeys and your Trappists, your doubles, your triples, with being bitter. I never thought they'd be bitter. You always think of them as being, well, rich, malty, yeasty, but not bitter. But this has a little bit of bitterness just at the back end. That's an interesting beer. I don't think I've had a beer like that before. It's, I think they distribute worldwide. It's called a Kraken beer, which I think is Dutch for fruit beer. I think they distribute worldwide. But if you can find it, give it a go because it's a really interesting beer. Like I say, I only picked it up because of I'm brewing this Old Brown, this Flanders Old Brown, and this is based on a Flanders Old Brown. I think mine will be a lot different. Obviously, there's a bit too much cherry for me. I'm not keen on flavoured beers, but at least I think I've got some idea now. Obviously there's souriness, and that'll be interesting how sour it comes out from a kit. Do they sour the syrup in the tin? How does that work? And I'm assuming then it's meant to have some bitterness with it as well. So I've got some things, some reference points you could say to judge my Old Brown. But it's a style I've never tried before, so I thought I'd buy this because it is based on an Old Brown. But from my opinion, they've put a little bit too much cherry in, and it's taken away from the actual beer itself, the actual Old Brown base beer. I don't think I'd buy it again, to be honest. But I'm glad I've bought it, and I'm glad I've tasted it because I've never tried a beer like that before. Cherry, sour, a little bit of bitterness, hint of malt. I think my wife would like this actually. Of course, unfortunately there's not enough to go round. I only bought the one bottle. But yeah, it's got that fizziness in the mouth, the carbonation. Interesting beer. Yeah, if you see it in your supermarket, your local shop, your local bottle shop, whatever, just pick one up. Interesting just to try one. Right, well I'm going back because I've got all these pickled onions to peel and get another jar going. I don't bother with all this fancy stuff you see on YouTube about boiling them and boiling vinegar and spicing vinegar, and some people salt the onions and leave them overnight. I find the best way and simplest way is you just peel them, put them in a jar and use a pre-spiced pickling vinegar, and in 3 or 4 weeks you've got lovely pickled onions, which is just in time for Christmas. So thanks for watching. That's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. I'm also making some more sauerkraut as well. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great day, or you've had a great day depending on what time it is. And as always, I'll see you again in the next video. But I do hope it's warmer, by the way, where you are than I am, because it's absolutely freezing. High today of 2 degrees. And I heard someone on the radio, he's only about 50 miles away from me, and he was saying it was going to get down to -19 tonight. Crikey, there was already snow on the car this morning. Hopefully the weather is better where you are, but that's it from me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.